Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. For a very long time, decades upon decades, we've been working very closely with Houston Community College. We have seen the campus grow by leaps and bounds. We have seen so many leaders take the helm to do incredible work for our city. Today, we're happy to introduce the latest Chancellor of Houston Community College, who has a long history in education. She's none other than our guest here today, Chancellor Margaret Ford Fisher. Thank you so much, Dr. Fisher, for being with us. We are so proud of you, your long-term trajectory in education, and now the opportunity to lead Houston Community College.
Well, thank you so very, very much, Dr. Murillo. I am just so delighted to be here. I'm honored, very, very proud to be here in the interview with you. And I want to congratulate you for the great work that you are doing and leading with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and for the city of Houston as well. I am just really very, very impressed by you and the work that you're doing with the Chamber in order to serve our community as well. So this forms a great partnership, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Houston Community College, to move that trajectory higher.
Absolutely. And in order to do that, one of the great advancements that I'd like to hear about is the 88th Texas Legislature recently met, and there are some changes that will impact community colleges. Tell us about that.
Sure, absolutely. House Bill 8 is one of the changes that is a welcome change, of course, for the college, for our community, and for the city and state for that matter. This allows us to focus on credentials of value, which means then that we are looking at offering those credentials that will lead to high wage jobs for residents of our community. We've always had the continuing education programs, but we're looking now at high demand occupations. This allows us to work much more closely with business and industry and with our communities. And what we will find is that we will be able to offer short-term stackable certificates for the residents of the community to get jobs and then to get employment in some of the high demand fields where there is a great need right now. And as you well know, the state of Texas is focusing on a talent strong Texas. And so here in Houston, we're focusing on not just the talent strong Houston, but the talent strong Texas as well, because we know that the way Houston goes, given that we are the largest city in the state with the population and with the students in need and the residents who are in need of career opportunities, that will be the way that the state goes as well. And so that is why we are focusing on House Bill 8. We're working closely with the public schools, with business and industry, with chambers of commerce, with civic clubs. Throughout our community, we're outreaching to make available that opportunity for the residents, because we believe in access, success, and then economic and social mobility for all of the residents of our community.
As with everyone across the globe, COVID had major impacts and also many opportunities to improve and learn. What were some of those takeaways for Houston Community College?
Well, one of the takeaways for us was that so many of the residents within our area were unable to continue their education, primarily because they did not have the technology available to them. They did not understand nor know about the learning management system. Everything for the most part was closed. There was a lot of learning loss. And so we were able to work with partners, and that's why partnerships are so important. We were able to work with partners in order to secure the computers, the bandwidth, et cetera, to support so many of our residents who at least knew how to use the technology so that they could continue their education. So we recognized the need then to provide that support for all of the residents of our community. And so our Board of Trustees approved digital access centers, where in 10 locations, all of the residents of our community who are interested in coming in and learning, whether or not it is to go into the campus to take a class face-to-face or to go into the center to learn how to use the learning management system, we have all of the support systems and the wraparound services available to them. And so let's just take as an example, Dr. Murillo. We have the residents who come in and they want to take a class on campus. They are able to take that class, and perhaps there's another class that they want, and that class is not available on campus at that time. They can then go into the Digital Access Center. There will be staff members there who will help facilitate their learning how to use that technology to help them to get online so that they can complete their coursework. We have the free education classes for the community as well, community learning, where they can come in and learn how to use the technology, learn our learning management system, which is Canvas or Eagle Online. And so we are open to serve the community because we embrace our mission, we embrace our communities, and we want to do all that is required to ensure that we're able to elevate the lifestyle through education and training for all of the residents of our communities that are interested in making sure that they can create a better life for themselves and for their families.
All very important work. And I think the other important thing to note is that your campuses are throughout the greater Houston region, accessible, bilingual, affordable, still today, in a time when we know that colleges and universities have become, just for many families, unaffordable. And so we thank you for allowing so many people not only to get an associate's degree, but also certifications and just continuing education. Let's talk a little bit about that, please.
Well, the certifications are really critically important for so many of the residents of our community. And you are so right about that. And that goes back to House Bill 8. What we see is that many of the companies are looking for persons with micro credentials or certifications that will upskill them and allow them to work in business and industry. We are working with companies with respect to the apprenticeships that are available as well. So if we take one example, if, for example, you have a resident of the community who's interested in becoming a phlebotomist, as an example, and this is just one of many examples, for 3 courses that the resident could take, that person could then become certified to become a phlebotomist. Now, we find that with the 22 locations that we have and the 7 colleges, one of them is an online college, that the residents have access to education and training via the House Bill 8 that was referenced earlier. This then folds into the high demand workforce, where they're looking for individuals with industry certifications as well. And there are various funding levels, of course, that are associated with it. But as has always been the case, HCC is interested in making sure that every resident of our community has the education and training necessary in order to make a good life for themselves and for their families. Funding comes next because we make sure that all of what is needed in terms of the wraparound services are available for the residents of our community. So those certifications are there. We work with the dual credit students as well, and there is a funding associated with that, because what we want to do is to make sure that the students who are taking dual credit courses, that they will have a degree plan where they can also move forward and transfer to a 4-year institution after they complete their associate's degree here in an early college high school program or dual credit program, that they will have that seamless pathway for that. And there's funding associated with that. But we recognize that it is very important for all of our students to have that personalized learning that we focus on. We also support the academic rigor and integrity that is so critically important, because if our students choose the pathway to a 4-year degree, as an example, they will be just as competent, perhaps even more so, according to the data that we have received, once they transfer to a 4-year institution, in many instances, more competent and more qualified and capable of completing those higher level courses than students who began at the university as a freshman.
And
So
that's
we're
what we
very
want.
proud.
We want them to graduate. Recruiting them is one thing, retaining them and getting them to completion and graduation is the goal. So Chancellor, thanks for all that you do. We appreciate you and the entire team at Houston Community College. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.